Hey everybody, Don here again. Well, I'm back in New Hampshire. Got home from Ohio a few days ago. Um, I'm going to do an intro to the final day of my hunt at CJ's because I got up really early that morning and I was in the barn getting ready to go and I did an intro and I can't blame it on the GoPro. It was operator error. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about how this hunt unfolded. So this is Sunday morning. It's the last day of my 3 days of hunting. And I had decided the day before that I was not going to hunt Sunday evening. So Sunday morning was going to be the last shot for me. And to be honest with you, I had not seen a deer in 4 sets, to everybody's amazement, including mine. But we were sitting there having dinner Saturday night and trying to figure out which blind is going to give me the best opportunity. And CJ was talking about the filibuster and maybe doctoring that one up a little bit. And Lori just said, you need to be hunting the Rut Hut. If you're not hunting the Rut Hut, you're crazy. And I'm like, explain. Well, it's been getting pounded. There's 3 oak trees. There's one straight ahead. It's about this big around, 15, 20 feet tall. And it's got a big scrape underneath it, and the bucks have been rubbing on it. There's another tree over here about 20 yards away, and then there's a third tree over here about 15, 20 yards away. So there's kind of a triangle of these oak trees. And the deer have been showing up there at night a lot. They're scraping, they're rubbing. Need to sit in that stand. So got up really early on Sunday morning. The accommodations in the barn are awesome. I slept like a rock, but I got up really early. Got all my clothes sprayed down, with scent eliminator. I wear scent lock, but I got everything sprayed down. Headed out, pitch black. I think I headed out about 6:15. And it's not a very far walk to that blind. In fact, from that blind, you can see CJ's barn. So legal shooting light was at 7:32. Sunrise was at 8:02. I was in that blind at 6:25, well before legal shooting light. And I had gotten all set up in there, and there's only one window in that blind. Here's a picture of that blind.
It's called the Rut Hut. Check this thing out.
So there's just that one window in the front, and it's got a railing on it that you can set your crossbow stirrup on, and it's perfect. You can see all 3 of these trees and beyond. And I think it's like a foxtail grass out there. It's very light grass, but right in front of that it's been mowed down. So at 6:25, I hear this. The doe bleat sounded just like that behind me. And I'm thinking, did I imagine that, or was that a doe bleat? And like 10 seconds later, oh man, something like that. And I said, there's a buck and a doe right behind me. But it's an hour before shooting light. So I'm dead silent. I'm not making a move. I'm just sitting there and listening as best I can. And I don't really hear any more vocalizations, but I did hear some rustling about in the leaves and stuff behind me. Now the waiting game, right? I've got an hour before legal shooting light. It was wicked foggy that morning. And as it started to get lighter and lighter, the fog started rolling in. As a matter of fact, at one point in time, I could see these lights beyond CJ's barn. 200 yards, they disappeared. Now, on this side, there was a row of maybe 4 or 5 trees that went out to 150 yards. And around 7 a.m., I'm starting to get a little bit of that, lightness in the sky where you can see the outlines of these trees. And the lighter it gets, the foggier it gets, and those trees just start disappearing one by one. And so, the fog was really rolling in. Well, 5 minutes before legal shooting light, I had my crossbow up, and I'm looking at the tree that's straight out in front of me, 32 yards, and I can see the reticle dots on my scope. So I know that if something comes out, I'm going to at least be able to see my sights. So 5 minutes before legal shooting light, I take the can one time, set it. I got the crossbow up to my shoulder, looking out the window, looking at my watch. Nothing. Time just dragging on. I look at my watch. Okay, 7:37. 5 minutes after legal shooting light, and I do this again, and I put it down. Literally 2 minutes later, this magnificent buck ghosts out of the fog right in front of me, maybe 15 yards. I can see about half of his body and his head. And I'm just trying to stay calm, sitting perfectly still, not even wanting to move the crossbow on the rail there, just waiting for him to come out a little bit farther. And sure enough, he comes out and he goes around that tree that's 20 yards out, and then he comes and he turns and he's facing directly at me, kind of a little bit angled. And I look down. I've got the 20-yard dot right on his chest, right here. And I don't want to take that shot. I want to take a broadside shot. And I know that, what do they call it, the thoracic cavity or something like that, where the heart is and all the main arteries are right there. I mean, I know that's a deadly shot, but I much prefer a double lung shot. That's just me. Well, he turns, he's looking, I think, right at me. He's actually looking beyond me. And then I go, oh, shoot, I forgot. And I reach up and I turn on the Tactacam, which is on top of my scope. And as you can see, it's just a matter of seconds before I decide, let go. And I took the shot, and here's what happened. Okay, so I'm outside of the blind. That buck was right by that tree, right there. I don't know, I don't think it's 15 yards. I don't like to take a head-on shot, but man, he was standing there looking right at me, and I had to let fly. He ran over to that tree and around, and I think I saw him fall, but the grass is so tall, I'm not sure, and the fog is so thick. But I mean, he did a huge mule kick, and I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's gonna be done. And the sun is just about 15 minutes from coming up. It's about 15 minutes after legal shooting light. What a monstrous buck this thing is. Wait till you see it. Well, hopefully. I am still shaking like a leaf. That is probably the biggest buck of my life. Biggest buck I've ever shot at. And I think I made a good shot on him, but man, his head on, 15 yards, put the dot right on him, let fly, huge mule kick, ran around. I don't know if he went in front of the camera or not, but we'll find out. CJ should be here in about 10 or 15 minutes. I sent him a text and said, give me 20 and then get to the Rut Hut. Man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Good morning. So it's Sunday, October 30th, and this is Don's 5th hunt. It's 7:45 in the morning. Legal shooting time started about 13 minutes ago, and Don just sent me a text saying, give me about 20 minutes and come to the blind. I just got a shot at it. He thinks is the dandy that's on the property, and he thinks he saw it fall. So I'll give him some time and head back and see what's going on. This is going to get interesting.
freaking shaking like a leaf, dude. Holy shit. Oh my God. He was right. He was right here. Well, he was a little closer. First thing, I got here at 6:30. I was all set up, 6:35, ready to go. 6:40, I hear back behind me. 2 minutes later, here. I'm like, holy crap! I can see your house. There's no fog. I mean, it's crazy. I pulled out my little can, and at 5 minutes before legal shooting light, I did one, and then just sat there. The fog was rolling in. I almost couldn't see these trees here anymore. 5 minutes after legal shooting light, I did another one. 2 minutes later, he comes walking right out here. I mean, I just see this head come out, and I'm like, oh my God, that's the big one. And he stops, and he turns, and he's right here. I hate to take a head-on shot.
All right, so that's about 28 yards.
28 yards from here to there? Okay, well, I had my 20-yard pin, like, right here. And he did a friggin' mule kick like you wouldn't believe. And I don't know if he went in front. Oh, he didn't go in front of that camera. There's the camera right over there.
Yeah.
He ran this way, and I thought I saw him fall, like, right out there. But it could be he just disappeared in the fog. Look at this. I mean, he's just pumping blood. And there he is. Oh, man. Is he the monster I think he is? Oh, oh man.
Yeah, that's the one we call Krabby.
Oh, buddy. Oh, man. That is a beauty. Look where I hit him, though. Holy shit. I hit him high. Oh, excuse me. I hit him higher than I thought. That's got to go to Josh's.
I would think.
Oh my God. So this is the buck that CJ calls Krabby. And he's...
Just because it's got that little crab claw there.
Yep. And he's pretty much the biggest buck they've seen on their property.
This season, he was top dog. There's another 8 that's a little thicker, but not near as wide and tall.
Boy, he is beautiful. And CJ hasn't hunted because he wanted to hold this buck, you know, for me to have the possibility at it. And CJ, I can't even begin to thank you enough for this whole weekend. Has just been phenomenal.
Well, you've achieved everything that you set out to do here. I mean, first and foremost, have a good time.
We had a
The hunt
blast.
was just the excuse to come here.
Yeah.
But you got your 200th bass.
Yeah.
You caught the biggest crappie of the season here.
Probably of my life.
And you shot what might be the biggest buck you ever shot.
Yeah, absolutely. And my very first buck with a crossbow.
Yeah.
Yeah, how cool.
Some pretty cool stuff. And yeah, and this was, I think, going to be your last hunt. It's Sunday morning. You were thinking about not hunting this evening, getting on the road in the morning, and boy, it came together. And
wow. And look at this day. Fog rolled in. I mean, the way this whole thing unrolled, and I got it on the Tactacam. I mean, what an awesome, awesome trip. Buddy, give me a fist pump. Oh, man.
Man, that is a nice buck.
Anybody
would be proud to take that.
I tell you what, I didn't even imagine I'd shoot a buck that nice. So I'm forever grateful. Look how wide that buck is.
All right, so we're on location where Don got this magnificent 9-point. He was top dog on my property. Obviously, target buck. He had a
21-yard shot. The buck went 28 yards and folded. And this was literally 4 minutes into shooting time this morning. But anyway, congratulations, Don.
Thank you, man.
I'm super happy you made it to Ohio, and I'm even more happy you plugged this fella.
Yeah, I'm happy too, man, on both accounts.
Good job.
Thanks.
All right, so it's Sunday, just about lunchtime, and Don and I are gonna have bacon wrapped backstrap with some eggs over easy and toast for lunch. This is off the buck I got last November. Looking forward to this meal for sure. And tonight, we're having deep fried Lake Erie walleye and deep fried mushrooms.
All right, guys, this has been a phenomenal, long weekend. Just unbelievably good time. I mean, you guys were a blast to hang out with. He's a pretty good cook, you know, if I do say.
When people come here to spend the weekend, they eat good. That's all I'm going to say. But I sincerely want to thank you for sticking around here and enjoying this video on Bucktails Outdoors.
Right?
It just, hey, we had a great time.
We did. It was a blast.
And he got a wall hanger buck.
Wall hanger.
It took to the last day, but he stuck it out. He got out there early, and he's got one going on the wall.
Definitely.
But anyway, thanks for joining us here on Bucktails Outdoors. And Don, got any last words?
Peace.
Peace.